Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly, truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. So, earth signs, sorry if you can hear the rain and the traffic in the background, the cars driving by. It is very, very inclement weather outside, so couldn't be helped, but I'm going to apologize for that. But I felt like it kind of added to the mood. Twins, I hope that you are all doing well. I did a mini meditation before I turned on the camera, which I will show you in one moment. Welcome to anyone who is cross-watching or is curious about the twin flame connection. If you don't know what a twin flame is, or if you're, unsure if you are in a twin flame connection, please consult the many readers and guides on YouTube that have full-length videos just describing what a twin flame connection is. But in a nutshell, it's one soul in two people, one soul shared, one energetic soul shared by two people. There is always a runner-chaser dynamic. Not everyone has a twin flame, and not everyone is incarnated in this lifetime with their twin. But if you happen to run across your twin or have been in higher level relationships with them, there is always a runner-chaser dynamic where the chaser is usually a little bit more spiritually inclined and knows through and through and through that they've found their twin soul. The runner runs from the connection because it proves to be too intense for them. They can't understand the level of unconditional love and commitment that person, their counterpart, wants to give to them, and so they bolt, they run. Usually in this separation period, the twins separately go through and go under a spiritual awakening, a dark night of the soul, where they uncover their spiritual gifts and their calling and use those gifts to help the world in whatever way, whatever shape that takes. For me, it's reading tarot. I learned tarot while in separation from my twin. So it's a very harrowing connection. It's often misunderstood. It's often rejected by a lot of people. Always seems to be, for me anyway, it always seems to be the people who are not in twin flame connection, of course, because they can't understand it. On the surface, it can seem very toxic, but your twin is not abusive. Anybody who would be abusive or mistreat you in any physical, emotional way is not a twin. It's a false twin. But it can look like that at times because there's a lot of toxic energy and codependency that can be shared between both twins. Eventually, the polarities flip and the chaser becomes the runner and the runner becomes the chaser. And it's only until divine spiritual awakening happens between both parties that the twins can come into union. It's not always about coming into union. That's not really the point. The point is to learn how to be okay on your own. Learn how to love yourself. Very difficult to do in any circumstance, twin flame or not. So earth signs, I did a mini meditation, a short and sweet one. I saw sediment, the earth's crust, and earthquakes, but more specifically like Monument Valley and places like that, where you can actually see the lines of the Earth's crust and the movement of the Earth in these mountainous relics. And we have been, at the time that I'm filming this, we have been experiencing a lot of tumultuous earthquakes around the globe. And of course, that's going to affect Earth signs in terms of their stability, right? Because just as the moon would affect water signs, because the moon affects the tides on Earth and all the water within our bodies, the Earth signs are absolutely affected by earthquakes and instability. Layers upon layers is what I just wrote. So we can look at this as a kind of metaphor for your twin flame connection, talking about the fact that it is multifaceted. There's so much that you're still discovering about the connection and about yourself and your place in the world, and all the kind of discomfort, right? The morphing, the evolving, the pushing and the pulling, just like the Earth's crust. It's amazing, right? I shuffled these cards, but I was about to shuffle them and go through my spiel, and I looked down and the card, and I'm gonna take it because it's supposed to be yours, cracked open. I just can't, I get, like, that was not planned, and I can't prove that to you, but you just have to trust that, like, I answer to Spirit, so Spirit knows if I'm BSing you or not, and I never do. I tell it like I feel it, I channel it. Cracked open. Rock bottom. Surrender to the alchemy of life. This talks about a dark night of the soul. Absolutely. This is your card. Wow. So what I was going to say in my spiel was I am going to take one card from the Starseed Oracle, which you just saw, to get the overall energy. The tarot will be from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. And I'm also taking the base spread from the Oracle of Mystical Moments, which is by the same author and illustrator. So we have our cracked open right down the center too. What's coming in its place, like it's almost like downloads from the universe. It's very, very galactic looking. It's hard to tell because it's very soft, bright, white, but it's like stars in this space. Cracked open, kind of vulnerability, obviously. Layers upon layers. So 4 cards for the base spread in Oracle, 4 cards for Clarifier in Tarot. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so let's see. Ooh. Okay. So, Earth signs. Ooh. Oops. Accidentally grabbed one. Okay. The first 2 cards are going to be your energy. The second 2, your person's, your divine counterpart. Feel free to flip the energies if you need to, as twins often mirror one another. The third set is the connection. The fourth is advice from Spirit. We start with the number 51 card, to the moon and back. I believe this came out for the water signs. Number 51 reduces to a 6, which is the Lover's card, Gemini energy in the major arcana. I want to point out what I pointed out to them, because it still rings true. 2 little birds here, kind of revolving out around the entity of the moon. You may have strong water sign placements, or your twin may be a water sign, because it might be worth watching that video. Because I talked about the energy of the moon in separation, to believe that you and your twin are looking up at the same heavenly body, thinking of one another, no matter where you are in the world. It's almost like there is the space where you'll meet. I've said this both in the water sign reading and the fire sign reading. I'm going to say it for you as well. If you think about the twin flame journey as one that lasts eternity, since the inception of your souls, your collective soul, you have followed with your twin throughout lifetimes. This time that we spend on Earth is so fleeting. It's just a blip in the cosmic calendar. It's like almost like a nothing. It's an everything and a nothing. It's everything to us. But in the cosmological timeline, the cosmological calendar, it's like a blip in the universe. And when I looked at this card, and I still see it the same way, you know, she's swinging on the moon. It's a playful energy. It's almost like every once in a while your twins gets together with you in the 5D, in the astral realm, just to play. Like, it might be harrowing and awful to be in separation. They could be driving you insane. They could be frustrating you. You could miss them tremendously, to the point where you just like don't even know who you are anymore. It's absolutely harrowing. But your twin is always with you energetically. They're never not with you. And it's almost like when you meet in the 5D, it's just like, so how's it going? You know, it's like, this is kind of what I see. It's like, you know, how's it going on your side or whatever. It's like, you're right there with each other all the time. All the time. Swinging on this swing, just like, there's a song that's coming into my head, but I can't quite capture it. It's like a sing-songy. It's like, what a beautiful daydream. I can't really sing it, but I just keep hearing, what a beautiful daydream. I don't even know if those are the words, but that's what a beautiful daydream. It's almost like your two souls, or rather the two halves of the same soul are looking down at both you and your twin. And just like, I'm not trying to reduce this. I am a twin flame, so like, I know how harrowing this can be, but for some reason with your energy, I almost feel like they're just like sitting back in the cosmos with some popcorn and just watching the two of you duke it out energetically, and learn all your lessons and drive each other mad and run and chase and run, and knowing that you signed up to be in the Earth School to learn these lessons, and how you're still learning. You know, before I turned on the camera and I did the mini meditation, I picked up this crystal, which is quartz crystal with lodolite inclusion. It's a chlorite inclusion. It's green, layers upon layers, and I picked it up and now I can't put it. Oh, see, it just fell out of my hand. It's strange, because I was like, the rest of the time I was like rubbing it and like kind of channeling its energy. Like, imagine it's like they're looking at you on Earth. You're just kind of like living out your lives, and it's all encapsulated in this one little crystal, and they're just watching you. live out your lives. This is not to in any way underplay the intensity of this connection, but it is trying to help you to put it into a different kind of perspective. Thank you, Spirit. So it's like almost to not take it so seriously that you drive yourself mad. Right? Because I see the Five of Pentacles here, clarifying your energy. This is your energy. Five of Pentacles talks about being abandoned, left out in the cold, left behind. Left as a shell of your former self. It's very, very dramatic. I don't like fives in the tarot because they're all transitionary. Transitionary? Transitional. Temporary. This card is really, it's like holding on to the last vestiges, is what I just heard. The last vestiges of the greatest love affair of your life. Even if you were not with your twin, but you're with your twin in the astral. It's emotional. And it's this idea that like you're mourning it. And feeling a little sorry for yourself, I have to say. Five of Pentacles. Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles give me similar feelings. Feeling sorry for yourself. Spirit is asking you to remember the two of you sitting up, staring down at your lives. Can I have a clarifier, please? Thank you. Two cards came out for the clarifier. The Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. One in reverse and one in the upright. Right? It's almost like this is how Spirit sees the two of you. Two little pages. Just starting out in the world, right? I'm talking to full-grown adults here, right? But like when you have the spiritual awakening, it's like your life started over. Your life is starting over when you have a spiritual awakening, because you step outside and you see the world and you can't unsee the messages from Spirit, the synchronicities, the signs. You can't shut that off. Once you have your spiritual awakening, it doesn't go away. But one of you is curious and one of you is hesitant. I'm seeing that movie in my mind, Moonlight Kingdom by Wes Anderson. Have you guys seen that? That's probably my favorite film of his. About two young people in love. Are they? Oh my God. Spirit just said they're twin flames. The characters in that movie are twin flames. What? Oh my God. My head is buzzing. I knew I loved that movie for a reason. This was before my awakening and before I realized that my ex was my twin. But I was like, thinking, like, I love that film. But there's these two little kids that just know they're supposed to be together, and all the adults in the whole world kind of rallies against them. They run away, and all the adults are chasing after them, and then they try to separate them, and then they realize that, the twins would rather, it's very dramatic and comical at the same time, and surreal, but they'd rather sacrifice each other than be without each other. And finally the adults cave in and they're just like, okay, like, we recognize your love and we respect it, right? So I really highly recommend you see that movie if you haven't already. It will make sense to you. I think I'm gonna watch that after this reading. It will make sense to you that they're twins. It's why didn't I figure that out before? But this is the energy. One of the characters is kind of like this guy. Even in his little uniform, he's like a Boy Scout, essentially. He's a troop scout. And like, he knows all the Boy Scout rules, and you know, they kind of go into the wilderness, and she's literally like this character that she brings her cat. They're running away from home. She brings her cat and a record player. I mean, it makes zero sense, right? Young love. But it's the twins, right? Just still trying to figure it out. And this is in your energy, so it's almost like you have this awareness. I feel like I'm talking to a chaser. You have this awareness of what's going on. So your person's energy, number 43, secrets. There's that moon energy. It's less that well, it's number 7, so it's the Chariot card in the Major Arcana, Cancer energy. It's less about, so the Chariot card just represents movement forward. Also could represent an international flair. Your person could be from a different culture or country than you. It's less about the secrets that your person keeps and more about them trying to unlock the secrets of the moon, right? If this is where your divine soul, the soul that you share, resides, and both of your higher selves are up there kind of talking over things, what shall we do next with these two? Then your counterpart is here trying to figure out which key unlocks that place. Maybe they're trying to reach you in the astral. They can't quite get to you. So my twin and I visit each other in the astral. Since my separation from my twin, like he hasn't, I mean, I think maybe by now he has an idea of the fact that we are twins, but we separated before I could have that conversation with him about what I learned about twin flames. He wasn't ready. I don't know if he's ready right now either, but I haven't spoken to him since. But we visit each other in the astral. It's quite a thing. And there are some times when I know that he's trying to reach me and he can't quite do it. And there's sometimes I'm trying to reach him. It's like I can see him, but I can't quite touch. I can't quite unlock the door. But I see him on the other side of it. Right? It's kind of awful, to be honest with you. Right? But it's like this. It's like this energy of trying to merge the two halves, the two sides of the door. And your twin right now is trying to figure out which key unlocks it. And they're doing this through the star energy, which is beautiful. I'm glad to see that for your twin, right? They're doing the hard work. They're doing the healing, but they also could be wishing for you right now. This is not to say that you should go after them or whatever. Like, when it's supposed to happen, it will happen. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on, this curiosity. And focus on stepping outside of this energy where you feel abandoned, right? That you can take solace in your own company. It's way easier said than done. But your person here is looking towards the heavens. They could be praying a lot. Aquarius energy. Your twin could be an Aquarius. I'm going to ask for a clarifier on that. Can you tell me more about the secrets card, Spirit? Queen of Cups. It's 2 times Cancer showed up in your reading. Queen of Cups talks about it's represented here by seahorse. Seahorses partner for life. That's what they do in nature. They partner for life. And they're quite unconventional, right? Because the male seahorses are the ones that bear the children. So if you have a male counterpart, your counterpart could have children, right? But it's more about like unconventional relationship. Like maybe you identify as a woman but you inhabit the divine masculine energy and your counterpart vice versa, right? Something like that. That seems important for some reason. But the Queen of Cups talks about really having an awareness of one's heart space and capacity for love. And your counterpart is starting to recognize not only your capacity for love, but their own as well. They may not have realized that before, because what I asked for was clarity on the secrets card. It's like in trying to unlock the secret, they're understanding that it's all about the heart space. Whatever it is that they valued before, it's not keeping them warm at night, you know? If it was money, some kind of addiction, if it was accolades, whatever. It's about love. That's the secret. Sorry, I have a plant here that kind of, it moves, you know, plants move, right? But it kind of, sometimes it moves really dramatically and it just caught me off guard. With the connection, number 22. Like a bird. Now I hear that Nelly Furtado song. I'm like a bird, I'll only fly away. I don't know where my home is. You could be really trying to find your way back to one another. But it's clarified by the World card. I really do feel strongly about this, like, from different cultures. Your person may, or you may be international and live in different countries even. My twin and I live in different countries. But the World card talks about closing out chapters to begin new ones. I'm like a bird. I'll only fly away. I don't know where my home is. I think you're both coming to this realization that you know exactly where your home is. But how does one get there? How does one get back to the twin flame connection? I just want to again state that you do not have to be with your twin. If your twin has hurt you too much and you just cannot forgive or forget, you do not have to be with your twin. But I feel like the people, the twins that I'm talking to right now, are seeking a union. In order to get closer to that, ooh, your spirit guides they're tunneling my ear right now. Like it's almost like my ear is becoming very muted. Like the sound is becoming muted. So your guides have come in to bring home this point, which is that there is a cycle in your life right now that you have to close out first. It could be a cycle with another person, a karmic partner, a karmic situation, or karmic way of thinking about yourself, is what I just heard. Like this idea that you're not good enough. An idea that you're not attractive enough. Some idea that doesn't serve you. This is what you're closing out. The Spirit's asking you to just do that. Easier said than done. This card just flipped right off the deck. My home is my castle. This card showed up. Now I can't remember. See, it's like once I channel the messages, it's hard to remember. It showed up in either the fire or the water sign reading. I think it was the fire sign reading. My home is my castle. Interesting, right? That it's almost like a response. When I was quoting that Nelly Furtado song and singing, I don't know where my home is, and then seeing my home is my castle. Interesting, though. I'm reading this differently for you guys today, for the earth signs. I'm being shown Sherlock. I'm actually being shown Benedict Cumberbatch, but playing Sherlock. That show was amazing. If you never watched that show, you need to watch that show. But in that show, which is on the BBC, I think, yeah, Sherlock, who is, you know, a genius, would go into his place that he called his mind palace. His mind palace. And it was in that space where he had tucked away all the information that he took in with regards to the world outside of him, and all the epiphanies he came to, and all the calculations. And he would tuck it away until he could bring it up again when he needed it. And they're bringing me that. I haven't thought about that show in very many years. Like, I want to say like 9 or 10 years. Like, I haven't thought about that show. And they're giving that to me very, very clearly. It's like your mind palace. My home is my castle. It's like the space in your mind is where you feel very safe right now. Let me ask for a clarifier for all of this from the tarot. Can I have a clarifier for that? Thank you, Spirit. The Hierophant in reverse. Interesting. The Hierophant is the number 5 card. Remember what I said about 5s. 5s are difficult. But this is in the Major Arcana and talks about somebody who has a divine connection. Like an earthbound entity that has a connection to the divine. So they call the Hierophant the Pope of the Tarot. A pope, a pastor, a priest, a rabbi, a spiritual leader, a guru, a shaman, a coach, a therapist, who knows? Like just a really, really intuitive mom. You know, a Hierophant it represents standards and structure and rules and how we go about learning things. And when the card is in reverse, it's almost like having to throw what we've learned out the window. Normal rules do not apply. And that's what I just heard. Normal rules do not apply in your situation. And because they don't apply, you're having to create them. Create the space in your mind where this twin flame connection could possibly make sense without you losing yourself. Right? Once again, I'm going to draw your attention to the layers upon layers. That's what I see. It's like layers and layers and layers and layers. And it's almost like when this hand is outstretched, it's almost like your twin is inviting you to build with them. Or you could be inviting your twin to build. I just started to feel very dull ache in my left shoulder. So some of you could be having problems in your left shoulder. Take it as it resonates. That was weird. Advice from Spirit. Number 28 introduces to a 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune, divine timing and good luck. Can you hear me? You can see underneath the surface, it's like a conch shell. There's the shoulders. That's interesting. Can you, look at this. You got this card in reverse, but there's bare shoulders again. Maybe your person, there's something about shoulders. Maybe you loved their shoulders. Oh, I just heard somebody like to bite. Take it as it resonates. Or maybe they just, you know, rubbed your shoulders. They gave you a massage. I definitely heard bite though. So that could be for one person. Can you hear me? Spirit is... I think Spirit is asking you to listen. Listen. Quiet the mind. Meditate. And know that your twin is calling out to you, so listen to what they're trying to say. You did get the Nine of Pentacles to clarify that. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy and can talk about really, really being in an independent, single, entrepreneurial, abundant energy. But when the card is in reverse, it's almost like collaboration or working together. I'm going to actually ask for a clarifier on that just to make sure, because I don't know if this is you not in a single energy, meaning you are attached to somebody at the moment, or your person is. I'm just going to ask, can I have a clarifier on the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, please, Spirit? 2 cards came out. The Lovers and the Tower in reverse. I think one of you, and I'm sorry because sometimes this hurts to hear this, but unless you're the person in the relationship, but if you're watching a twin flame reading, or it could just simply mean that your twin is a Gemini. My twin is a Gemini. The Lovers talks about making a decision. Can talk about divine partnership. It is not a coincidence that I asked for a clarifier, and I asked specifically with regards to whether or not you or your person were in a higher level commitment, and the Lovers card comes out. I think one or both of you are in a higher level commitment. Take it as it resonates, or you wish to be, or there's somebody else in your life right now that is, you're wondering, should I go after this soulmate because my twin is not coming towards me? But the Tower card, this is 2 major arcanas coming out at the end here. The Tower card is curious. Talk about earthquake. Look at that. You see? Do you see that crack and this one? Not a coincidence. There are no coincidences. Come on. The Tower card is great shock, awe, and upheaval. Right? This is such a strange energy too, because this individual is hugging this tower, right? Almost to like keep it all together. The card in the reverse kind of tells me that it's like wanting to let go and just like let everything crumble. You're at a crossroads right now, and it's kind of eating away at you. You don't know what to do. I really get this. Like, I really identify with this, because it's almost like if you find yourself with the opportunity to be with someone else who's wonderful, who's everything you could have wished for, right? It's almost like you're cheating on your twin. I don't think Spirit sees it that way. Spirit wants you to be happy. Spirit wants you to live with integrity, be in high vibration, be honest, but they want you to be happy. This is about your decision making. You decide. And pull one more card just because, like, it feels like if I was watching this reading, I would want one more card. Like, what? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh, gosh. Okay. So, a million cards flipped out, but only one came out in the upright. So I'm going to take it. Another major arcana. The Fool in reverse. The Fool in the upright. The Fool starts the major arcana. It starts the tarot. It's the number 0 card and talks about the Fool's journey, taking the great leap of faith, trusting if you jump, Spirit will catch you. This is your advice. Hold. Just wait. Just wait. all will be revealed. But just wait. It will still be your decision. It didn't really tie everything up, but I feel as though almost all the cards, now that I'm looking at them on the table, the top here, I want to show you just before this reading is very, very long, but it's okay. All the top cards in the top row of this reading, see how they're all looking in one direction? That's not a coincidence. That is really not a coincidence. They're looking forward. They're looking to the future. Spirit wants you to look forward, not back. You can look forward to a new beginning with your twin, but it will not be what it used to be, and really come to a reconciling with that. Like, understand that you don't want it to be the way that it used to be, because that was unevolved. So that felt like an important message for someone out there. That's your reading, twins. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.